Hey you, I'm your nutrition coach. My name is Jackie Poole. Welcome to Happiness is a Healthier Habit. Let's get today's episode started. Hi friends, welcome back. In today's episode, I am going to be talking about how to shift the way you see yourself before the results even show up. I really wanted to dive into how to think like a fit person before we become one, right? Because sometimes we have a really protective brain that can stop us from imagining or visualizing what could be, right? Because here's the truth, and I've talked about this before, we can't outwork a real misaligned identity. If you don't think like the fit person you want to become, you're going to stay like the person that you are. Even if you're temporarily like getting those results, right? Either whether you did like the 30-day challenge or the 21-day challenge and you saw results. Lord knows I've done those plenty of times and go all out those couple of days and then resorted back to my ways. And so today, I really wanted to break down this concept in 3 different key mindset shifts that really give you some real life examples from clients, my own journey, and leave you with maybe just one simple action that you can take today to really start moving the needle and really embodying that next level version of you. Okay, so let's start here. You want to become what you believe, right? A fit person doesn't wake up and say, ugh, I have to go work out today, right? Like, oh my God, it's like, I have to do this. You really think and say, hey, this is me. I love to move. I want to move my body. It's part of my life. It's part of my routine. There's those kind of like non-negotiables. You're not negotiating. It's becoming your habits, whether it's every morning that you're doing it, whether it's you're hopping on it after work. You know, these habits are really on autopilot. And because you have those habits on autopilot, that identity is locked in. I can't tell you how many times I want to stay home and I just want to go home. I'm just going to drive home after I drop off the kids. I'm not going to go to the gym. That rarely happens unless I'm feeling like tired or had a really bad night's sleep or I'm feeling sick. Even on my days off, I just go to the gym to go use the red light therapy or go sit in the sauna for 30 minutes. I'm lucky enough to do that. But I've just locked in that routine for me that as soon as I drop off the boys, like I'm going to the gym Monday through Sunday. And I'm doing something. I'm not strength training every day. I'm doing mobility. I'm just walking. I'm having some alone time. But in my identity, like that is who I am. I continuously love calling myself an athlete because I love moving. I love beating my own goals. I enjoy this journey that I'm on. I love learning new things. I love trying new moves. And so I am all locked in. But, recently I had a conversation with David I believe it was episode 104. And I was kind of mentioning how I got started in my journey. And I'm going to dabble into a little bit of that today because it's just a really good enforcement of where I started. I didn't want to work out. I always said that's not my thing. I didn't touch weights till after my first son was born. And that's not even where I started. You know, it just came natural years later after killing myself in doing Zumba for hours. Like, that was not where I wanted to be as far as like aesthetics and body goals. I wanted to be strong. I wanted to have muscle, and Zumba was not doing that for me. But what initiated this trigger, this decision that I wanted to make for myself, was I don't want to feel this way anymore, right? I don't want to be the fat mom. I don't want to be buying extra large clothes. I don't want to be embarrassed to take pictures. Like, I don't want to be, oh my gosh, my face looks so fat. Or, oh my gosh, let me just, suck it in real good so, my belly doesn't come out in the picture. Like, I've mentioned this before. I've been overweight probably since I was 6 years old. So all growing up through, I saw these skinny girls. I wasn't in sports. I was that awkward girl. Like, I had a hard time making friends. Like, I was not, the most popular. And even some of my friends were not the healthiest either. They were overweight. Some of them are still overweight. And that's not normal. And I just actually finished with a client, and our goal is just to get into a healthy, fit body fat percentage. I don't care how much you weigh or, what size clothes you are at this point. But if we are in an unhealthy range, we need to get to a healthy range, right? The vision and the goal is to live a healthy lifespan, not just survive. And so when I started my journey, it was not easy, but I was tired of being that person. I was ready and locked in to be the best version I could be, and it had to start somewhere. So here's the trick. Like, you just don't wait for proof, right? Like, I didn't wait for the weight to just come off by itself, or I just made that decision. I just said, I've had enough. I want to be a new person. And I submerged myself with people that had similar goals, similar values, and had, some kind of support for myself and encouragement in a community where they did that. And I love Zumba. Zumba did great things for me for that. But I think at the end of the day, you have to choose it before there's proof, before the evidence is there, before you have the results, right? I think you have to commit. And something that you should really ask yourself is, what would a fit version of me feel like today, right? What would she do? Is she going to work out? Is she going to prioritize her sleep? Is she going to have that Coke, that third cup of coffee? How much water has she drank? Do you really need to drink that much alcohol? I mean, the ideal weight or to start living is really setting that mindset shift. And something that I think as a mom, we constantly strive for, but we always come across these, is fit people don't have perfect days. They have habits, they have systems. I like to say this to my clients all the time. It's not about a perfect day. It's about how you come back, that recovery game, right? How do you move on past that slip up? Because that is going to determine how you keep going, how you stay consistent. I mean, people mess up all the time, including myself. We either eat the cookies, for me, it's more, I overeat, I overindulge. Not necessarily, maybe some people skip the workouts, but is that bounce back faster, like after you feel that you messed up, for example. Like if you feel like you messed up or you have that guilt or shame over something that you did, is that bounce back? Because that's the mind shift. That's the mindset that you need to have, right? We're not going to spiral out of control. We don't just say, well, I already ate that one thing off, not in my plan, so I'm just going to throw the whole day away, right? Some people do that. Some people just, end up giving up that day. And I'm like, oh, I'll just start on Monday. That's why Mondays are so popular for that. Because, I'll just start on Monday, because people will do that. It's something that happens on a regular basis. What you do, what you say is, cool, that happened. What's my next best choice? That alone is your power. That is your self-belief. That is your self-leadership. And you can take that with work, right? I remember when I was first starting to work at Texas Children's, I think I had given the wrong dose of a flu vaccine to a baby. And sometimes that happens because the doses would be different. It would be like 0.25 or 0.5 of the dose. And so I messed up. Later, they ended up changing one dose for everybody, which, turned out great. But I remember that. And I could have easily not said anything and gone about my day. But, I confessed and I was like, dude, I messed up. What do I do next? Like, it's something that happened. And so when you acknowledge those things, you have power. You have leadership over yourself. And so if you've been stuck and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just not the perfect time. You have all of these, guilt cycles, really remind yourself. A fit person doesn't start over, right? We just keep going. We keep living life. Everything just doesn't stop because we messed up. And I think that is something that we should really keep in mind as far as keeping that commitment to ourselves and really making ourselves feel proud of what we're doing. So let's prioritize energy over aesthetics. And I think this one's kind of like talking to me too, right? Like what works for me. Yes, fit people look great. Certainly they look skinny. Sometimes we wish we could be whatever, we compare ourselves to others, but they are not the driver of our lives, right? We are in control of the destination. And what I've really found over and over again is that people who sustain like wellness long term, I'm not chasing abs. Like I chase sometimes a certain body fat percentage. But I feel like I chase more like strength and what feels good to me and looking for something new to do. Like I'm doing these, 5-mile runs and how much more faster I can. Nobody's forcing me to do that. It's just something that I wanted to do. And it aligns with maybe some accomplishments or keeping me going or motivated, is that energy, that confidence, that strength, that I'm able to run without pain, to run fast, and just to even consider, like, again, calling yourself an athlete, it definitely brings some type of motivation, right? And sometimes I feel like it's a reward, that comes along with like these physical changes that naturally follow with everything that you're doing when you commit to it. So if your goal has been about a number on the scale, and again, I'm talking to myself, Let's upgrade that, right? Let's upgrade that, and maybe change it. Think about, what do I want for my health? What do I want my health to give me, right? Do I want to feel more stronger? Do I want to feel more focused? Do I want more clarity? Do I want more time with my kids? Do I want more confidence in the room? Do I want to have more strength? Whatever thought popped up in your head, just keep asking yourself that. What do I want my health to give me? And just kind of to end this today, I wanted to make this episode a little bit of more, thinking, because sometimes we need those questions to be asked when we're doing it for a long time, or have been thinking about doing something for a long time and we think it's too expensive, or I don't have time for that. I kind of, want to give you an action, a takeaway for today. Writing down 3 things a fit version of you would do. Like, what is that version of you? And then go do one of them, today. If you're listening to this at, 9 o'clock at night, like, do it first thing in the morning, no waiting. This is about thinking like that future her, so you can become her, right? That fit her, that strong her, that energized her. You don't wait until you're fit, right? Because then you would never be fit. You want to act like her now, until that's your new normal. And so if today's episode really resonated with you, screenshot it, share it on your stories, tag me. I want to know, what does your fit identity look like? Is it getting up early in the mornings? Is it taking your supplements? Is it going on walks? Is it prepping your meals, hitting your protein, whatever it is, right? And I do want to offer, if you're ready to take this work deeper with me, you already know you can schedule a discovery call. I don't even have to say it, but I do always want to invite you to schedule that so we can get started. Until next time, remember, happiness is a healthier habit. Let's keep building it one choice at a time.